let's stick this in the realm of surprising. So I wake up this morning to an alert from my phone that this has taken place. The Philadelphia Flyers organization has decided to relieve Ron Hextall of his duties as executive vice president and general manager. We thank Ron for his many significant contributions, but it has become clear that we no longer share the same philosophical approach concerning the direction of the team. In light of these differences, we feel it's in the organization's best interests to make a change effective immediately. I have already begun a process to identify and select our next general manager, which we hope to complete as soon as possible. Dave Haxtell's a dead man walking right now. Paul Holmgren's an interesting guy. And at some point I should probably do a GM video on him because he's very interesting. He was never really a patient general manager. And I've used a quote of his as well on free agent day where the Flyers had signed some rather big name free agents. And the question was asked of him of why he didn't, wait and just, keep that cap space. And he said his biggest fear with salary cap space was that nobody was going to want to use it. In other words, he was terrified that, something bad would happen with the team and then it wouldn't matter about cap space because nobody was going to want to go to Philly. You look at the goaltending in Philadelphia right now. You look at the number of people who think that there's a problem with the coaching staff. Whether you think head coach, special teams, whatever. Clearly there was a discussion, and this sounds a lot like what happened with Trevor Linden in Vancouver, except that happened during the summer. Where I think Linden was saying, look, this is going to take some time, and ownership wanted to speed things up a little bit. I have a feeling that to me this feels like something similar, that Hextall's probably like, okay, we're going through a rough patch right now, but Elliott's hurt, and there's some things that haven't been working out, but, I have faith in this defense, I have faith in this team that they're going to get it together, and I don't think coaching is the problem, and Paul Holmgren is probably of the mind that, look, we've got to change something. We got to make a trade. We got to make something happen. And also what it may be as well is that there have already been 4 firings behind the bench this year. There have been a number of not substantial trades, but notable trades made. And Paul Holmgren's probably of the mind of, hey, we need to do one or the other. Either we need to make a deal, we need to figure out what we're doing wrong here, or we need to make a move behind the bench. And Ron Hextall may very well have said, nope, I'm not moving on this, which feels like something that would probably happen with Ron Hextall. Now, the fact that he says, I've already begun a process to identify and select our general manager, which we hope to complete as soon as possible, is why I think that Hextall could end up in trouble. Usually a general manager, when he comes in, will assess the situation, and it's not that unusual for a new coach to get named shortly after. The unusual part is this normally happens in the off season. So I do sense a general lack of patience with the start by the Flyers. The interesting thing is, of course, last night on Discord, we're talking about fans, and I mentioned, and I had seen this, I believe it was their last home game, that they were in against the Rangers, and their first power play was on the ice. It wasn't doing very well, and the fans started booing, and I was like, holy crap. The game's just started, and Philly fans are booing the product on the ice. So there is not a lot of patience in Philly with losing, and it does not just extend to management, it extends to the fan base as well. Fans in Philly demand kind of the best. They've had enough. I think it's the 40 plus years without a Stanley Cup. They're like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Let's get her done. So now we're going to find a new general manager, and I think they'll end up hiring a new coach out of it as well, and or deals get done. So Philly could be a very interesting team to watch between now and the holiday break, because I think things are going to happen fast from here. But I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I'm surprised at Hextall being out. I don't know that Ron Hextall's necessarily the problem, but the fact that Paul Holmgren pulls that trigger, he's not the only one making this deal. There's going to be a press conference with him and the CEO of the company that owns the Flyers. I read that as well, but that's coming today. and it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that because yeah. Yeah, Hextall was named GM of the Flyers in May of 2014, with Paul Holmgren moving to his current role as team president. Um, and yeah, he says no longer share the same philosophical approach. Sounds the same as Lyndon, doesn't it? But let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and don't be surprised if there's more to this story that we find out in the coming days, weeks, and months. It's very interesting. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.